Hey guys, welcome back to another deck idea brought to you by Double Sleeved. As always, if you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all of our future videos coming out. Today we're going to be going over the green Vegeta leader coming out in Saiyan Showdown. The leader may be green, but I've definitely lent more towards the red side of things. And the reason for that being is that this leader kind of has a bit of a lack of draw. And I did want to work into that Piccolo Jr. unison to try and keep those draws up. Starting off with the deck will be with the leader. We'll go auto once per turn if it's your opponent's turn. When one of your battle cards is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and discards it. Activate battle once per turn. If your life is less than or equal to your opponent's, this card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. And we have an awaken when your life is at 3 or less, or your opponent's leader's back is facing up. You may draw 2 cards, choose up to one of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it and flip this card over. Going over the first auto, it's good that, your opponent gets to discard a card if they remove one of yours by a skill, but it's quite easy for your opponent to play around that effect. We're not getting any draws on this unawakened side, which really does hurt this leader. A cool effect, but very easy for your opponent to play around. The removing a marker off your opponent's unison when you awaken is cool too. But overall, just not having that draw when you attack really hurts this leader. On the awakened side, we have auto when this card attacks. Choose up to one of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it. Additionally, if your opponent doesn't have a unison in play, choose up to one green Great Ape card in your battle area, switch to active mode and negate its skills for the turn. Auto once per turn if it's your opponent's turn. When one of your battle cards is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, draw one card and your opponent chooses one card in their hand and discards it. We'll go over the first auto first. Again, pretty cool that we're able to remove a marker on attack or restand the Great Ape if they don't have a unison. But not having that draw again just really hurts that leader. We do have the option to draw on our opponent's turn, but again, we're locked into your opponent removing your battle cards by skills. If your opponent doesn't want to do that, doesn't want to give you the draw, then they can kind of lock you out. So a bit painful, but they've kind of lent towards removing unison markers rather than giving you any kind of draw. Moving on to the battle cards and extra cards for the deck, we've got 1 cost Vegeta's Powerball. This is a field card. Permanent, if your leader is a green Saiyan card, you can activate this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. Auto once per turn for 1 generic energy. When one of your non-Great Ape Saiyan cards is KO'd by an attack, you may choose a Great Ape card that includes the color and character name of the KO'd card and an energy cost of 4 in your deck, play it in rest mode, then shuffle your deck. And we have an auto at the end of your turn. Choose up to 1 Great Ape card in your battle area and switch to active mode. Really cool that we can play this field card without paying its energy cost, since our leader is a green Saiyan card. We're obviously running quite a bit of multicolor cards in the deck, so it means that we can play this turn 1, even if we do need to charge that energy exhaust. The auto on this field card is going to come up a fair bit, or hopefully, giving us the option to play the Great Apes out. We're going to be playing a lot of 1 cost blockers, Saiyan blockers, I should say, that can allow us to go into those Great Apes. Starting with one of the blockers, we have Vegeta Elite Resolve, an SR coming out in Saiyan Showdown. This card is a 1 cost, 4k, unique, permanent. If a player has a field extra card in their battle area, this card gains blocker. Auto, when you play this card from your hand, choose 1. Look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 green Saiyan card with an energy cost of 3 or less among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck, or choose up to 1 Vegeta's Powerball in your deck, add it to hand, then shuffle your deck. If we're able to play this out, we can immediately search out the Powerball and then play it from hand for free. Or we can look at the top 5 cards and grab a green Saiyan card with an energy cost of 3 or less. I'll quickly take you over some of the cards that we can grab with this skill, itself included, but we can also grab Vegeta preparing to invade, the super combo for the deck, the check land, which we will go over, and as well as one of the other SRs. So we will go over these cards in more detail, but a couple of different options that you can grab. And then the next card, we have Great Ape Vegeta Embodied Might. Another blocker, this one is a 4 cost. Auto, limit 1 for 1 green energy. When one of your green non-grade ape Vegeta cards with blocker is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you may play this card from your hand. Auto, once per turn, when this card attacks, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. And we have an activate main for 2 green energy. If a player has a field extra card in their battle area, play this card from your hand. So yeah, 20k blocker, really cool that we have this auto for 1 green. If the battle card, if with blocker is removed by a skill, we get to play this card. It'll also trigger our leader. Opponent will have to discard, things like that. But it gives us a bit of coverage between this and the field card. Our field card being if the non-grade ape blocker is KO'd in a battle. If it's a non-grade ape Saiyan gets KO'd in the battle, we get to play the ape out. This one specifies the Vegeta, so if we've got this in hand and the Vegeta gets removed by a skill, we get to play this from hand. So yeah, a bit of coverage if we've got this in hand and our block is removed. Another Vegeta blocker that we have in the deck is Vegeta Preparing to Invade. This one's a 2 cost. Unique blocker 5k, but we have the permanent. If a green field extra card is in your battle area, you can play this card from your hand without paying its energy cost, giving you another option to go into that grade ape, whether it be using the blocker in the field, or if this card gets removed by a skill, and then using the grade ape Vegeta skill from hand. Next, we have the only extra card in the deck, and that is Homicidal Clones, a really strong negate that we saw come out of Battle Evolution. Counterattack, if your leader is mono green, negate the attack, then play 1 meta token. Meta tokens have 5,000 power and 5,000 combo power, and that token gains blocker for the turn. And we have the permanent, when your life is at 5 or less, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by adding 1 card from your life to your hand, and instead of paying its energy cost. Really strong. And then moving on, we have Unison for the deck. As you can see from the whole deck, a lot of red-green, a lot of red, and the reason for that was to play this Unison, just to kind of allow some kind of draw. So this Unison's 15k, 2 specified red. When your opponent activates a counter skill, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 15,000 power or less and KO it. That's not a once per turn effect, really strong. +1, activate main, draw a card. And then -2, activate main. Choose up to one of your red battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards with power less than or equal to the chosen card and KO them. This card gains Rejuvenate once per turn. Remove 2 markers from this card for the turn. Yeah, 15 card Unison. We're able to, KO battle cards 15 or less when they activate counter. But we really just want this in here for that draw 1, just being able to draw some cards because our leader's not going to do it for us. Then we have another Saiyan blocker, 1 cost Raditz on guard. Blocker, switch this card to rest mode. When your opponent uses a skill to play a battle card with an energy cost greater than their current energy, you may choose that battle card and have it get -15,000 power for the turn. Cool effect, but the reason that we play this is to have that 1 cost Saiyan blocker. Using our field skill, when we block with this card, it gets removed in the battle. We can pay 1 energy and go into Great Ape Raditz Might Unleashed, which is a 4 cost Great Ape with the same color as the previous card. This one has red in it, so we're able to play this for 1 from the deck in rest mode. And then this card is Energy Exhaust, dual attack, blocker, 19k. Also have an auto on this, limit 1 for either 1 red or 1 green. When one of your red or green non-Great Ape Raditz cards with blocker is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you may play this card from your hand. Auto, when this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost greater than the number of cards in their hand and KO it. And activate main for 1 red and 1 green. If a field extra card is in your battle area, play this card from your hand. Again, we have a bit of coverage in here. If we have this card in hand and Raditz gets removed by a skill, we have another option to play this card from hand. But if Raditz gets removed by the block, then we can play this card using the field as well. So yeah, a bit of synergy there. And then we have King Vegeta Commanding Support, a promo card we saw come out of the championship packs, one of the more recent ones. Again, another Saiyan blocker. This one is 5k, 2 cost, 1 specified red. It's also noted it's a 1 cost 10k combo. But we have the auto attached here. If your leader has Vegeta in its character's name, At the end of a battle in which this card is used in a combo from your hand, play this card from the drop area. So giving you another option to play this card for 1 energy and getting that blocker on the field. With just this one, we have to combo. So we can swing leader, give the leader plus 10,000 combo, and then play this card at the end of the battle and have the blocker available to use with the field card to go into King Vegeta Great Ape's Rule, another 4-cost Great Ape that we can play using that little combo there. This one is 20k, Energy Exhaust Blocker, Arrival, red green for 1 green energy, and we have an auto for 1 red energy. When this card is played, your opponent may choose 2 cards in their hand and discard them. If they don't, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's battle area and place it in the owner's drop area. Auto, at the end of your turn, choose all Great Ape cards in your battle area and switch into active mode, in comparison to the field card, which only switched 1 at the end of the turn. Now we can switch all of our Great Apes at the end of turn, so we can swing with everything and then restand it all. But having this other auto is pretty cool as well. If we have the energy available, we can give our opponent the choice to either discard the 2 cards, or they have to put one of their battle cards. We get to choose one of their battle cards and put it in the drop area, and have the 20k blocker available there as well. Moving on to some of the more red-green cards, we have Son Goku Unwavering Conviction, another card from Draft Box 6. This one's 20k, Energy Exhaust, Double Strike, Arrival red-green for 1 green energy, and with a really strong Activate Battle here. Activate Battle once per turn, place up to 1 card from your opponent's combo area in its drop area, then choose up to 1 of your Unison cards or battle cards other than this card, and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. Really strong when you start combining this with things like the dual attack Raditz, things like that. But yeah, being able to just snipe that combo once per turn, really strong. If we just keep this card in active mode, we can swing with the 20k double strike, but if we just keep this card in active mode, our opponent's going to need to use a skill to remove it. And if they're doing that on their turn, then we get to draw 1 and they have to discard a card. So really cool, a bit of synergy. Then we have Raditz's Arrival of the Invader. Now this is a bit of an old card from set 8. This one, Energy Exhaust with a permanent. If you have a red-green multicolor card in your energy, reduce the combo cost of this card in your hand and battle area by 1. As you can see here, it's a 1-cost 5k combo, similar to how we saw with the Hit from set 8 as well, which got a bit of use in the blue-yellow decks. This was the red-green version. It also has an auto. When you play this card, your opponent reveals their hand, then you choose up to 1 battle card in their hand with 35,000 power or less, send it to the owner's warp, and this card gains critical for the duration of the turn. Really strong effect. We've seen how good being able to look at your opponent's hand is. You can count their combo, you can see how many negates they have, things like that. So if you have the energy available, you can play this card, look at your opponent's hand, and then give this card crit and be able to go into a game from there. But we're mainly playing this for the free combo, since we'll often be charging the red-green. Next we have Broly Demonic Origins. This is the check land for the deck. For those that don't know what check lands are, all multicolor cards have energy exhaust. So if this card is placed in your energy from any area, it must be placed there in rest mode. But these check lands have this permanent. If there is a card that is both red and green in your energy area other than this card, negate this card's energy exhaust skill in all areas. So if we're able to charge a red-green card the turn prior to this, the following turn we're able to charge this and it doesn't need to come in rest mode, it can come in active mode, allowing us to have that energy available. You can also play this card for 1 red and 1 green, and when you do, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places it in the drop area. So a pretty good effect there, but we're mainly playing this for the check land. Super combo for the deck, we have Nappa, Demolition Man. Super combo, if your leader is red or green, at the end of a battle in which you combo with this card from your hand, play this card. Really good. It's a 0-cost 10k combo, allowing us to use our Arrival, which is the Son Goku, and also SSB Gogeta, Resonant Explosion. This one is Double Strike, Arrival, red-green for 1 red energy. Energy Exhaust, of course. Auto, when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less, KO it, and then you can't play copies of this card for the turn. Really good. Then we have the 20k double strike on this card, so being able to pop something mid-battle and then put the pressure on the opponent. Then for the last card, we have Vegeta, Omnipotent Elite. Energy Exhaust, unique, dual attack, blocker. Permanent, if your opponent has 5 or fewer cards in their hand, negate this card's Energy Exhaust skill in all areas. Auto, when this card is played, draw 1 card. And auto once per turn, if your leader is green at the end of your turn, or when you activate this card's blocker skill, switch this card to active mode. Again, a really good card that we can kind of combine with that Goku arrival, being able to give the plus 5,000 power for the turn to either a Unison or a battle card. We can give it to this card as well. And then we've got a 21k dual attack, which restands at the end of the turn, giving you access to that dual blocker. But yeah, something a bit creative. Obviously, this deck was had some synergy with the red-green. And there was a green Unison that worked really well with the deck, but I really wanted to include that draw for this deck, so I definitely lent more towards that red side. But give it a try if it works for you. Perhaps it's something fun to play at locals. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the deck idea, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.